Hi guys, my name is Bill, and what I'm going to do right now is give you a troubleshooting video for a dryer that when you press the start button, the dryer starts up, but when you leave off the start button, the dryer stops. And I'm going to show you what the problem is, how to test it, and what you need to replace. Alright, so here we go. Now I'm going to count these pins from left to right to kind of give you an idea, because I know I can't hold the camera very still. So from left to right, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm just going to call them 1 through 7. Now, what I've done was I kind of simulated the wiring to the actual dryer itself, just with a start button, not the door switch and not the thermal fuse or anything like that. So pin number 2 and pin number 3 have constant power. These are your two constant powers. This is when the dryer starts running. The power going to these two pins is what keeps it running. Now what starts it is over here on pin number 5. So what I've done was I've run a jumper. We'll let the motorcycle go by. Well, I've run a jumper from pin number 5 into one side of the start switch, out the other side of the start switch, back over to pin number 2. And that's gonna be the jumper that starts the dryer. And then when this switch right here, when the dryer starts, this is going to go down, make a contact, and it's going to utilize the constant power going to pin number 2 to keep the dryer running. That's the purpose of this switch here. So you can press the start button, motor kicks on with power from here, because this is in the up position. When the dryer starts running, this goes down, and then it has the constant power which keeps the dryer running until you open up the door or turn the timer off, or your thermal fuse, one of these things, breaks the circuit. So let's plug this in. Now what I'm using, basically just a cord off of like an old VCR or something like that, and that's what I've got wired up to that blue wire, which goes to pin number 3, and then the other side of that goes to pin number 2. And like I said, I have my jumper coming off pin number 2 through the start switch over to pin number 5. So let's plug this in. We have power. Turn our meter on. Got 122 volts. Let's press the start button. Hopefully no sparks fly. Dryer's running. And that's basically how that works. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut the camera off for a second. I'm going to disconnect the constant power to pin number 2 and just kind of leave that hang off to the side. And that's going to simulate if those contacts are bad, or if the arm on the bottom of this is bad. So I'm going to simulate that problem and show you what it looks like. Okay, so the only thing I've done was remove the alligator clip from basically pin number 2 here. Now I still have 120 volts going to the motor, but it's only going through pin number 5 right now, and that's connected because the motor is off. Now when I press the button, it's going to switch off of this power and try to get from pin number 2, but because I don't have the power actually connected there, and that's going to simulate, like I said, the bad contact and a broken arm. So watch what happens. Now I'm going to just push the switch without shocking the crap out of myself. So here we go. I'm going to hit the start button to start the dryer. It's going to try to start, and then it's going to shut off. As soon as I leave off, nothing. I just had to help somebody with this the other day. That's why I'm doing this now, because I'm sure there's some other people out there that think that the start switch is bad, and the start switch is working just fine. It's actually the switch on the motor that's causing this. Now, one thing that you don't want to get this confused with, now you could have a bad motor, and the symptom of a bad motor would be if you press the start button. I mean, I guess this is also a problem that the motor is pretty much bought, and I don't think you can replace just the switch. I think you have to replace the whole motor when this is bad. So basically you're going to end up with a new motor now, but not a new start switch like a lot of people think. Another symptom of a bad motor would be if you start your dryer and it runs for say 5 minutes and then shuts off because the motor's overheated. There's a little overheat switch back here. Motor builds up too much heat, kicks off. Now it won't start up right away. You come back an hour later, hit the start button, the dryer starts back up. Now it may run, so let's say it's running for 5 minutes. You open up the door, throw something else in there, close the door, and the dryer won't start back up. That's also a bad motor. Basically, the motor's drawing too much current, it's overheating, and it won't fire back up until it has cooled down. So the purpose of this video was to show you that basically how that start switch works, and how that other set of motor switches inside there and how they work and what they do. The other day we covered the bottom one was for the heater circuit. That's what lets the heater come on when the motor actually starts spinning. That way the heater doesn't stay on when the dryer's not, basically tumbling. And that second little contact up there is for your start button. So there you go. I hope that has helped somebody out. Alright, what I want to do real quick is show you how to test the start switch, just in case you press the start button on the dryer and nothing happens, and you want to check to make sure the switch is not bad. Inside here there's two little contacts, just like the motor switch contacts that I just showed you, and when you press the button, it temporarily connects those two wires together, and that's what starts your dryer motor. So basically all you would do is connect your alligator clips to each terminal, set your voltmeter to ohms. I have a setting between where I can just do ohms with no beep, and then I have a setting that I like, does the same thing except it just beeps. So that's how you test the start switch. Alright, so there you go. There's how you test the motor switch, and a little bit more than we covered the other day about having a bad motor instead of a bad start switch, what the symptoms are and stuff like that. So if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, that helps. And thanks for watching.